Have you ever asked yourself, am I truly living up to my full potential? Every day, we face countless challenges, temptations, and negative thoughts that can lead us astray. But there is an ancient philosophy that can train our minds, fortify our spirits, and keep us steadfast in our purpose: Stoicism. Stoics believe that while we cannot control the external world, we can control ourselves. And the most important aspect? The way we converse with ourselves each day. Here are 9 essential reminders to cultivate a resilient mindset, overcome adversity, and move toward inner freedom. 1. I have the strength to overcome any challenge. Each morning, do you ever wake up feeling overwhelmed by what lies ahead? The stress of work, financial pressures, complex relationships, everything seems to be working against you. In those moments, it's easy to believe that you're not strong enough, that life is too difficult, and that you have no control over it. But pause for a moment and remind yourself, I am strong enough to face whatever comes my way. This isn't just self-reassurance, it's the truth. You've overcome difficulties before, and you will again. Think back to those times when you believed you couldn't make it through, yet you did. Maybe it was a grueling exam, a period of deep depression, or a crushing failure at work, but you endured. If you did it once, you can do it again. The Stoics believe that our minds determine our limits. Epictetus once said, people are not disturbed by things, but by the view they take of them. In other words, you decide whether a challenge will break you or make you stronger. Imagine 2 people facing the same setback. One sees it as the end, giving up entirely. The other views it as a lesson and an opportunity for growth. Who do you choose to be? Life isn't supposed to be easy. Hardships aren't exceptions. They are essential to growth. Just as an athlete must lift heavier weights to build strength, we must face adversity to sharpen our character. Marcus Aurelius put it clearly, the obstacle in the way becomes the way. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Ask, what is this teaching me? When you shift your mindset, challenges are no longer roadblocks. They become stepping stones to progress. But how do you apply this mindset in real life? First, start each day with a positive affirmation. Instead of waking up and drowning in worry, tell yourself, today I am strong enough to face any challenge. Write it down, repeat it in your mind, or say it out loud in front of a mirror. The words you tell yourself shape the way you face the world. When confronted with a difficult situation, ask yourself, what can I control? The Stoics wasted no energy worrying about things beyond their power. If you lose your job, you can't control the past, but you can control how you respond. Learning new skills, seeking new opportunities, or simply maintaining patience. If someone hurts you, you can't control them, but you can control your emotions. Will you let them dictate your peace? Finally, whenever you feel discouraged, look back on your past victories. Take time to reflect on the struggles you've overcome. Write down 3 of the toughest challenges you've faced and how you conquered them. This will remind you that you are far stronger than you think. You are not weak. You are not powerless. You are not a victim of circumstance. You have endured before, and you will endure again. Stoicism doesn't promise an easy life, but it teaches you how to master your thoughts, remain resilient in adversity, and walk forward with confidence. So the next time life tests you, remember, you are strong enough. You can do this, and you will. 2. I am the one who determines my own reality. Life does not always go as planned. At times, we feel swept away by events beyond our control, an unexpected setback, a painful failure, or the judgments of others. In those moments, it is easy to believe that we are victims of fate, that our reality is predetermined and unchangeable. But Stoicism reminds us of a crucial truth. While you cannot control the external world, you can control how you perceive and respond to it. Every experience in life is filtered through the lens of your mind. 2 people may undergo the same event, yet react in completely different ways. One might see failure as the end, while the other views it as an opportunity to learn and grow. The difference does not lie in the event itself, but in how each person interprets it. Epictetus once said, "It is not events that disturb people, but their judgments about them." Imagine this. You lose your job. This can be a shock, a misfortune that leaves you anxious and uncertain. But from another perspective, it could be an opportunity, a chance to explore new paths, a job better suited to your strengths, a field you never considered, or even a turning point to pursue your dreams. The way you frame the situation determines the reality you experience. This principle applies to personal struggles as well. Have you ever felt trapped in a toxic relationship, a hostile environment, or a situation that seemed inescapable? Many believe they have no choice, that they are bound by circumstance. But the truth is, you always have a choice in how you respond. You can either accept it and let it harm you, or you can seek change, even if that change begins with your own mindset. Stoicism teaches that our reality is not dictated by external forces, but by our own thoughts and actions. If you believe you are powerless, you will act accordingly. But if you believe you can change, you will start searching for solutions, even when they are not immediately visible. How can you apply this mindset in real life? First, develop the habit of asking yourself the right questions. When facing a challenge, instead of lamenting, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What can I learn from this?" Or, "What can I do right now to improve the situation?" Next, focus on what you can control. When overwhelmed by things beyond your reach, write down a list of factors you can influence: your thoughts, your reactions, your actions. No matter how small, taking even one intentional step can shift your experience of reality. Finally, remember that you are the author of your own story. The challenges you encounter do not define you. It is how you face them that shapes who you are. When you embrace the fact that you hold the power to shape your own life, you stop seeing yourself as a victim and instead become the master of your own fate. 3. Hardships do not hinder me, they help me grow. Life is not a smooth road. Along every journey, obstacles inevitably arise. Failures, losses, emotional wounds, or challenges that seem insurmountable. In those moments, most people feel discouraged, doubt themselves, and even consider giving up. But from the perspective of Stoicism, these difficulties are not burdens to be avoided. They are the very tools that forge our inner strength. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This means that instead of viewing hardships as barriers, we should see them as essential to our growth. Just as someone striving to build muscle must lift heavier weights each day, the mind too only grows stronger through real challenges. If we only engage in what is easy, we remain stagnant, untested, and unchanged. Think about the hardships you've overcome in the past. Perhaps it was a grueling exam, a period of unemployment, a broken relationship, or a profound loss. At the time, you might have felt hopeless, but as time passed, you likely recognized that those experiences taught you something invaluable. Maybe they made you more patient, more resilient, or helped you understand yourself on a deeper level. Without them, you would not have become the person you are today. Stoics believe that it is not adversity itself, but our response to it that determines our growth. When faced with hardship, you can choose to complain, to blame circumstances, or you can choose to treat it as a lesson. A strong mind does not ask, "Why is this happening to me?" but instead, "What can I learn from this?" This is the key distinction between those controlled by their circumstances and those who master them. So how can we truly apply this mindset in daily life? When facing a challenge, rather than being swept away by negative emotions, pause and observe it objectively. Imagine yourself as an outsider, assessing the situation. What advice would you give yourself? By detaching emotions from the problem, you will realize that every challenge has a solution. Instead of resisting hardship, Embrace it as part of your journey. Every obstacle can be an opportunity for learning and growth, if you choose to see it that way. 4. I do not wait for the perfect circumstance, I create them. We often delay action, believing we are not yet ready. I'll start when I have more time. I'll change when conditions are more favorable. I'll pursue my dream when the circumstances are just right. But the truth is, if you always wait for the perfect moment, you will never begin. Ideal conditions do not simply appear. You must create them. Life is inherently chaotic and unpredictable. If you wait for everything to align perfectly, with no obstacles or difficulties, you will remain stagnant. The Stoics understood that the world does not adjust to suit you. You must adapt to the world. Seneca once said, "No wind is favorable to the sailor who has no destination." This means that if you keep waiting for the perfect wind, you will never set sail. But if you dare to embark, even against the wind, you will learn to adjust your sails and keep moving forward. Instead of waiting for the ideal circumstances, ask yourself, what can I do right now? No matter how challenging the present conditions may be, there is always a small step you can take. Want to write a book? Write the first page. Want to improve your health? Start with 10 minutes of exercise. Want to mend a relationship? Have an honest conversation today. The world does not hand you a ready-made path. You must carve your own. Don't wait. Begin now. 5. Excuses do not define me. How many times have you wanted to do something, but told yourself, I don't have enough time, I don't have enough money, I'm not good enough, or now isn't the right time? These excuses may sound reasonable, but in reality, they are self-imposed barriers that prevent you from moving forward. The Stoics believe that it is not external circumstances, but your mindset that determines your destiny. Epictetus once said, "We cannot control what happens to us, but we can control how we respond." This means that no matter what difficulties you face, whether it's scarcity, failure, or hardship, you always have a choice. You can either blame your circumstances or take action with what you have. A Stoic does not waste time making excuses. They do not wait for perfect conditions. They do what they can with what they have right now. If you find yourself making excuses, ask, is this excuse truly stopping me? Or is it just a way to delay action? If you genuinely want change, instead of saying, I don't have time, ask, how can I make time for this? Instead of saying, I don't know enough, ask, how can I learn this? Success doesn't come from seeking reasons to delay. Success comes from proactively overcoming whatever stands in your way. Stop making excuses. Start taking action today. 6. I am not defined by others' opinions. We live in a world overflowing with opinions, judgments, and expectations. From family, friends, and colleagues to social media, everyone has something to say about how we should live, what we should do, and who we should become. If we are not careful, we may get swept away by these judgments and lose sight of ourselves. But the truth is, other people's opinions do not define you. Epictetus once said, if you are disturbed by external criticism, you are giving away control of your happiness to others. This means that while you cannot control what people say, you can control how you respond to it. If someone criticizes you, you can let it shake your self-worth, or you can recognize that it is merely their perspective, not an absolute truth. Stoicism teaches us that what truly matters is not pleasing others, but living in accordance with our own values. If you constantly worry about what others think, you will never live a fulfilled life. You cannot please everyone, and you don't have to filter opinions wisely. If the feedback is constructive, take it as an opportunity for growth. But if it is mere judgment with no value, ignore it and continue living in alignment with what you believe is right. True happiness does not come from external validation, but from being authentic to yourself. 7. Mistakes do not make me weak, they make me grow. We have all made mistakes. Some are trivial, while others haunt us with shame and regret. It's easy to fall into the trap of self-reproach, believing that our errors define our worth. But the Stoics understood that mistakes are not the end. They are stepping stones to growth. Marcus Aurelius once said, "If you stumble, get up and keep going." A mistake only becomes a failure when you refuse to race. This means that mistakes are merely part of the learning process. The most important thing is not to avoid them at all costs, but to choose how you respond when they happen. Instead of self-condemnation, look at your mistakes objectively. What can I learn from this? If you fail at a project, it may be an opportunity to develop patience, improve your organizational skills, or learn to handle pressure. If you hurt someone, it's a chance to practice emotional control and become a better person. Every mistake holds a lesson, if you are willing to learn from it. A Stoic does not fear mistakes because they know that a person who never errs is a person who never tries. So do not let your failures define you. Let the way you rise after every fall shape the person you become. 8. I am worthy of peace and success. Many people believe that happiness, peace, or success are things to be earned, as if they are rewards reserved for a select few. They think that only by working hard enough, reaching a certain milestone, or gaining recognition from others, can they allow themselves to feel deserving of life's blessings. But the truth is, you need no conditions to be worthy of peace and success. You are worthy right now. The Stoics understood that happiness is not something beyond reach, but something that can be cultivated from within. Epictetus once said, "Peace is not found in avoiding difficulties, but in accepting and mastering what is within our control." If you wait for the perfect circumstances to feel at peace, you will never attain it. Instead, peace comes when you recognize that you have control over your thoughts and how you respond to life. Likewise, success is not something to be proven or taken from someone else. Success is living in alignment with your values, pursuing what truly matters to you, rather than chasing societal expectations. When you understand that you are inherently worthy of happiness, success, and a meaningful life, self-doubt and insecurity lose their grip on you. Remember, no one can take away your peace or success except you. You do not need to wait for external validation or approval. You are already worthy at this very moment. 9. This moment is all I have. We often dwell on the past or worry about the future, forgetting that the only thing that truly exists is the present moment. The past is gone. You cannot change it. The future has yet to arrive. You cannot fully control it. But you have the power to decide how you live right now. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Do not waste your time regretting the past or fearing the future. The present is where you can act." If you constantly torment yourself over past mistakes, you only hurt yourself without altering anything. If you live in fear of what lies ahead, you forfeit the chance to embrace and master what is unfolding before you. The Stoics understood that life happens only in this very instant. Think about it. How many moments have you lost, preoccupied with things beyond your control? How many times have you sat beside loved ones, yet your mind was tangled in distant worries? If you seek a meaningful life, cherish every moment. When you eat, savor the taste instead of scrolling through your phone. When you converse, truly listen instead of letting your mind drift to unfinished tasks. When you work, give your full attention rather than fretting over future outcomes. Peace and fulfillment are not found in the past or the future. They exist only in the now. Seize it. This moment is all you have. No matter how profound a theory may be, it remains meaningless if not put into practice. The Stoic principles we've discussed are not merely for reading, but for living every single day. So how do you truly make them a part of your life? First, choose one principle that resonates with you the most and commit to applying it starting today. If you often find yourself swayed by the opinions of others, Begin training your mind to embrace the thought, "The opinions of others do not define me." When someone criticizes or judges you, pause, take a deep breath, and remind yourself that only you determine your own worth. If you struggle with anxiety about the future, focus on practicing the mindset, "This moment is all I have." Take at least a few minutes each day to slow down and fully experience the present, the sound of birds singing, the warmth of the morning sun, the rhythm of your own breath. Whenever your mind drifts toward worries, gently guide it back to the now. Another powerful practice is keeping a Stoic journal. Each evening, ask yourself, "How did I embody these principles today?" Record moments when you maintained emotional control, faced challenges with resilience, or upheld your inner discipline. This habit not only strengthens your awareness, but gradually transforms these principles into second nature. Remember, Stoicism is not an abstract ideal. It is a way of life. Every day presents an opportunity to train your mind, build inner strength, and lead a life of deeper meaning. So where will you begin? Now, choose one principle from the 9 above and commit to applying it today. It could be letting go of excuses, creating opportunities instead of waiting, or focusing on the present moment. Leave a comment below. The principle I will practice is. This will strengthen your commitment to yourself. If you want to continue cultivating a Stoic mindset and building mental resilience, don't miss the other videos on this channel. Watch them now to gain deeper insights into mastering emotions and thinking like a true Stoic. Don't forget to like, share this video with those who need it, and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss valuable lessons on Stoic philosophy. See you in the next video.